Bean Games!
Got to get that good swig of water in before I'm supposed to start talking. And no better time to do it than over that roar of the truck at the beginning. Hey guys, welcome back to Bean Games, Friday edition. Time for Euro Truck Simulator. Again, we've got our green screen background working here, and it's great. I'm going to try a little different positioning of my face here, maybe so we can see at least a few more things behind me. Oh yeah, see, there we go. I'm not blocking out the stats anymore. All right. 12% of roads explored, 31 deliveries finished. We have a small garage. Finally started expanding the Bean Games trucking empire last week. Very exciting. And we're going to keep that going here. I'm going to ride with what I got for, again, some time now. I don't really have a target in mind, as in when I get to level 13 or 17 or 21, I'm going to buy another truck and hire another driver. I'm just going to kind of take that as it comes. You know, level 10 seemed like, okay, we've been playing this for a while. We've paid off our first truck. Let's expand a bit. And now we're just going to go back to the grind for a bit, see how we do, see how our first employee, Ryan Ronaldo, does. Look at that grin there. He knows he's doing good. He's got a long ways to go on his rating, but I have great faith in him. I think over time, he's going to be a valuable asset. But for right now, let's get out on the road and see what there is to deliver across the verdant fields of Europe today. I tried to position my face here, so hopefully we're sitting right on top of the little mini-map. Oh, it's almost perfect. It is absolutely perfect. I just kind of blind dropped that in before I started the game, and I think we're sitting right on top of it. You won't be able to see, well, yeah, I'm always looking over this way, so you can still see the mug and the sandwich. Those haven't gone anywhere. And our faithful snack cooler and our duffel bag. Just fantastic. Let's see what we've got here to pick up, delivery-wise. In Salzburg. Today we have exactly one option. Oh, and that is a digger. Wow, piece of heavy machinery. High value cargo. Did we just recently get the high value cargo? I forget. Okay. So these icons here, I haven't paid any attention to these, but this is high value cargo. Yeah, 30 euros per kilometer. That's a pretty good rating. Usually I think it's in the 20s. And standard delivery, so it's not a rush. Yeah, I think I want to take that. Before I even do, though, I tell you what, let me look at my rest. I do need to take a rest stop. I kind of wonder if we should do that before we pick up this cargo, just in case. It doesn't, that job doesn't expire for like 10 hours, I think, so let's actually go do that. Let's go find a hotel here in Salzburg, and let's take a nap. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to go the other way, but now I fear it may be too late. Well, we're going to take the scenic route. Little free drive here. It's not making us money, but I took a wrong turn, so we have to do it. It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let's see if I can get to the right exit here. I'm kind of flying blind without my magical red arrow to show me where to go. Oh, took out that road sign. been doing pretty good here the last few episodes. Haven't had too many crunches or crashes. So our luck is, I'm sure, bound to run out at some point. Zipping around the Salzburg Beltway. Never fully understood that term, the Beltway around cities, until I lived in Northern Virginia near Washington, D.C. And then you realize it's like a belt that just wraps all the way around the city. Makes sense. But see, sometimes I think of a belt as like going across the middle, not around. But I guess it's kind of like you're looking down from like the top, like the top 2D view of a person, and the belt goes around them that way, as opposed to like looking at them from the front, where the belt would go across the middle. No one ever said it made sense. Okay, looks like... Yeah, if I had just taken a left when I came out of the garage last time, it would have been much easier, but... Tight turn, tight turn. There we go. This is a garage, and there is an... I know you're sleepy. I know you're so sleepy. We're going to go over here towards Euro Goodies. Looks like there's a hotel up here, I think. Right around this corner. Whoop. As I speed my ever-living life away inside the city limits. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that first episode of Alan Wake. If you watched that this past Monday, boy, I tell you, I really am enjoying Alan Wake so far. Obviously, I'm not that far into it yet, but it just, wow, yeah, it's got a great feel. I mean, for being a 9-year-old game now, I mean, I'm a big fan of Remedy's games for sure. I think I mentioned I've played Max Payne several times. Oh yeah, I just want to park over here. But boy, I really think I'm going to enjoy playing this, and I hope you enjoy watching it. I hope you enjoyed as much as my driver is enjoying getting some rest right now. Ryan bringing in 1,000 euros. Well done, my boy, my lad. I feel like I'm mentoring him to greatness. What a joy. Okay, so now I want to go back and I want to see if I can still pick up that digger, because I really would like to take that high-value cargo. I think it was up here at Sand Builders. Yeah, Sand Builders. My nose is so itchy tonight. Goodness. Pardon me as I rub it. We're good. Okay. Zippity-doo-dah. DAF truck dealer discovered. DAF must be a uniquely European brand, because I don't think I've ever heard of them before. Okay, and now here we go. Back to Sand Builders, having taken a little detour for some sleeps. Can we still get that digger? Oh, we got the digger. Oh, we got 2 diggers. Oh, interesting, interesting. Okay, so actually this one is a shorter delivery, slightly more per, but it's also an important delivery. Aha, see, so we got the 2 blue arrows as opposed to the 1 green arrow. Let's go down to Verona. I don't think I've been down into Italy. Have I been into Italy yet? I'm not even sure. Let's take it. Let's take the digger and go down to Italia. Ciao, bella. Oh boy, that was close. Boy, they got this one positioned right up against the wall. That's not a fun spot. Look at that digger. Look at that big old piece of equipment. What a joy. What a delight. Okay. Let's hit the road. 6 hours, 32 minutes till we get there. 9 hours, 35 left. We got a 3-hour buffer. Should be fine. Should be no issues. Southward bound we go. Seeing that digger reminds me of my first ever job interview post college for good. Like I guess I'd had a couple of job interviews for like summer jobs and jobs in between school years and stuff, and I maybe will come back around to one of those. But after I finished grad school and I was officially done with higher education, done with education for good, and about to enter the workforce, I applied for a job at a place called Neff Rentals. Neff Rentals. It was a construction equipment rental company. There's quite a few of them around here that just rent big equipment machines for construction, like the digger, like not forklifts, but everything needed for bulldozers and diggers and any kind of large scale, big old cranes. I forget exactly even how I heard about the job or how I applied for it. It might have just been through like a job website. I don't specifically recall, to be honest. But I'm speeding again. They got me. I just wiped out Ryan's income for they actually turn on their lights sometimes when they're sneaking up behind you. Not nice. Well, it's also not nice for me to be speeding, I suppose. Oops. Okay, let's get our cruise control on so I can talk without having to worry about speeding. Yeah, so Neff Rentals. So I applied there. I just had the one interview. It went well, but it was probably not the greatest fit. At the time, having gone to school for 6 years for 2 theater degrees, I was still considering branching out into the fields of acting and theater and considering a career in the arts. So mostly I was looking for a job right out of school to pay off some student loans, get myself stabilized for a bit. So my long-term aspirations were unclear, whether or not I would be at a job for a year or two and then hightail it out of Dodge to go to New York or LA or Chicago. Spoiler hint, I didn't. And I didn't really have any plans like to stick around long-term in the town where I now currently live, which I am. And thankfully, life changes, people change, and I love it. But at the time I applied, I was somewhat transparent with the fact that, hey, I'm not necessarily looking for a career position. And I think they were looking for someone who had career aspirations, like someone to stay with the company, get promoted from within, the long-term aspect. Which, looking back now, I'm like, well, maybe I would have been a good fit if I had stayed there. But I don't even, I'm sure the job would have been fine. It was like an inside account management position where I would have been handling a lot of paperwork and working with accounts, coordinating equipment rentals, etc. I think pretty much up my alley. But at the end of the day, they didn't hire me. I think it came down to like me and one other candidate, and they probably had more aspirations to stay with Neff for the long term. And that's great. But so I never got the joy of learning what it's like to rent large construction equipment to companies. But that's okay. Can't do everything in this life. Another job interview I had, so this was when I finished my undergraduate degree. I knew I was going to go on to grad school, so I basically had a free summer. Oh, I did it again. I can't keep my foot off the gas. Oh, man. I'm just so excited telling all these stories about employment that I have not had. Anyway, so I was finishing my undergrad degree. I knew I had like 3 or 4 months. I needed to find a summer job. You know, where do you find a decent paying summer job? So, of course, I was on Craigslist, looking for opportunities. And I got an interview at a place selling vacuum cleaners. It was one of these it was kind of like Cutco knife salesman knives, if where you go and it's all about, you've got to set appointments and sell these vacuum cleaners. And I set up an interview, and I went to the interview, and it was just like this office this office space in the middle of nowhere with a couple of folding tables and chairs, no other office equipment. And I went down and I went into a room. Almost sideswiped that guy. With this guy who was very hungrily eating a sandwich while he interviewed me. And he was eating that sandwich, and he was much more passionate about consuming his sandwich than he was about finding someone for the role of vacuum cleaner salesman. And he explained the job to me, explained what it would entail, and I forget exactly where he left it. If he told me that the job was mine if I wanted it, or if I told him I was going to think about it, I don't recall exactly. But I got out of there, and after a day of considering, said, I don't really want to sell vacuum cleaners for a summer. I don't know if I can believe in that. So I did not sell vacuum cleaners. Instead, I spent that summer doing freelance landscaping work, which was terrific. I set my own schedule. I built up a little list of clients, did a bunch of work for them. It was a good time. Allowed me a good bit of freedom, and it was pretty enjoyable. That was the first summer that I was living on my own after school, free as the wind, and knew I had job security in the fall because I was going to be a grad assistant while I worked on my grad degree. So it was a summer of fun. I rolled around in my extraordinarily crappy 1993 Ford Focus with the knee horn that I've talked about before, with no air conditioning, that broke down several times. Listening to Jack Johnson albums, living with a couple good friends in a bachelor pad, spending our evenings and weekends playing video games and living as free as the wind and working outside in the sun and the dirt. It was a good time. I look back on that summer fondly. A lot of good memories. A lot of good memories. Hope that digger is strapped down real good there on the back. Yeah, looks like it is. I actually got a whole lot of extra cargo room space there. Probably could have fit 2 diggers on there, but that may have weighed me down too much. Not sure what my carrying capacity is on this truck, truth be told. I just trust that I don't pick up any loads bigger than what I can handle. I think the game auto-manages that for me. Haven't had trouble with it yet. How's my fuel doing? Yeah, I'm good, about halfway. Looks like we got a toll booth. I don't suppose this is like the Italian border or anything. What does it say? Bujdal SCS. It's obviously like MasterCard and Visa and PayPal, but not quite. Yeah. Let's stop gawking and pay the toll. So all the people behind me won't be upset at me. Not good road etiquette to hold things up. Here we're driving next to the Polar Fish truck. Not sure if that's actually fish or perhaps a brand of sparkling water that tastes like fish. Fish water. That sounds terrible, but also like something you might find in Norway or another European country. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to imply that they have strange tastes over there, but in Europe is where you find the Beverly, which, if you don't know, is a type of soda. It's under the Coke brand. I only know about it because down in Atlanta they have the Coke Museum, which I've been to a couple times. Fun place to go. All sorts of history and information about Coca-Cola, the company, the brand, the legacy. And boy, I'm just bobbing and weaving everywhere here. And at the end of your experience in the museum, easily the best part, they have a tasting room where they have all these stations with probably, I don't know, 50 or 60. Last time I was there, maybe more, maybe less. Can't recall. Seems like that many though. Different flavors of Coke products from all around the world. Even some, a bunch that you can't get in America too. It's like they've got these different stations, like these big pillars with different tasting stations around them, and many of them are set up like by continent. Like these are flavors that you find in North America, and you've got cherry vanilla Coke, great, okay. But then you've got your like Africa station and your Asia station and your European station, and some of these flavors that are proprietary just in those parts of the world. And there's all sorts of weird flavors. None of them really have ever stuck out to me. Just, odd flavors. It's like, whoa, like I never would have thought of this flavor of a soft drink, of a carbonated beverage. But, different taste for different parts of the world. But there's one from Europe. I forget which country. If it's Germany? Wouldn't surprise me. Those Germans, they are all masochists. They just love pain. But it's called the Beverly, and it's the nastiest drink you've ever had. Like, there's nothing delicious about it. Oh, I am sorry. Oh, man. I'm a little wobbly today. Anyway, the Beverly. Yeah. Whew. Send your taste buds for a loop. Have you a taste of it, but then you're going to want to go get some nice, cool, vanilla Coke or Fanta Orange to wash the taste out of your mouth, because the Beverly is not a taste that you want sticking around. Obviously people somewhere like it, but it's strong. It's bold. It is a bold flavor. Not for me. If I could have one soft drink for the rest of my life, what would it be? Probably root beer. I'm a root beer guy. Barks, preferably. That was just, there's something about the Barks brand, the root beer, that I love. Now, I like lots of soft drinks. Usually drink the sugar-free versions, so I'm not putting a whole lot of excess regular sugar into my body. Debate is out on if sugar substitutes are going to give us all cancer in 50 years, but I don't think there's enough compelling argumentation or evidence against them to be super concerned. So sometimes I'll sip on sugar-free Coke Zero, or Coke Zero Sugar, as it's called now. It used to be called Coke Zero. Now it's Coke Zero Sugar. I'll get a lot of the off-brand stuff, you know, the House Walmart brand, or the House Bilo brand of, you know, Czech. I'm partial to flavors such as orange, Mountain Dew, ginger ale, although ginger ale typically is a flavor that I usually want just when I'm sick. Root beer, and then good old regular cola, regular Coke. Coke cherry, Coke vanilla. Vanilla cherry Coke is really like my holy grail. There was a long time there. It can be tough to find now. Cherry vanilla Coke. There was a time when that's what I would get every time I went to a movie theater. Cherry vanilla Coke. That was just like my flavor. A lot of places don't even carry it now, so it's hard to find. But that is also one of the reasons why I love going to QT when I'm... Oh, got a little traffic snafu here. Unusual. When I'm on a road trip or real thirsty, putting gas in my car, I'll go to QT, because at QT they always have those drink stations where you've got your, you know, a dozen or 18 different kinds of soft drink, but then they also have those flavor dispensers where you can add in cherry or vanilla syrup, and nothing is quite as good as a big old Coke Zero with extra cherry and vanilla added in. I've got it down to a system where it's like half the cup of Coke Zero, big squirt of cherry, big squirt of vanilla, and then repeat. And I actually get a much stronger flavor of cherry and vanilla than just like in the regular cherry vanilla Coke. But it's so good. With the little crushed ice particles, just right for chewing. Delicious. Delicious. That's good drinking. Good drinking. Let's not climb up this ladder on the back of this guy's truck here. Just gonna try to get over, but heavy traffic on this part of the road today. Heavy traffic. Headed down to Verona, city made famous by being the location of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. I can't recall the opening speech by the chorus about "In fair Verona, where we lay our scene, blah 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 blah." Verona, that I remember. I'm hoping to travel to Italy next year. My brother, who's in the military, is stationed there, and I'm hoping to go visit him, like I visited him in his last few ports of call. It's a great excuse to travel internationally when you know someone there who can provide free or low-cost lodging and act as your tour guide, because they have lived there and they know all the good spots. Very handy. even if you're the kind of person, as I am, who likes to set my own itinerary and do my own travel schedule. I don't want to be stuck with a tour guide the whole time. Still, a little personal insight from someone who knows where they're going and where there is to go. Boy, that goes a long way. It's all about being efficient with what you see and with what you want to see. And that's the way to travel. I mean, you know. Coming off the turnpike. Telepass. €31 paid. Let's see what the fair city of Verona holds for us. Ooh. Very close. Verona discovered. Hey, there's a Volvo dealership. Hello, Volvo truck dealer. My good friends. Ooh, clip that corner. Almost stuck. Yep, kind of stuck. Differential lock could help you. I don't know what that is, but it helped. We need to look that up. What is differential lock? I'm curious. We're going to take a look at that while I play it safe. Oh, that's nice and simple. Almost. I always overshoot it just by a bit. There we go. How do we do? We had a couple little fender benders there. Hey, still excellent. All right. Nice. Look at those bonuses. Good money, proficiency bonus, long distance, high value, and urgent. Excellent. Very, very good. I'm just going to look up real quick. What is differential lock? Got to find out. Education. A device which disables the differential of a motor vehicle in slippery conditions to improve grip. Oh. Okay. A locking differential is designed to overcome the chief limitation of a standard open differential by locking both wheels on an axle together as if on a common shaft. This forces both wheels to turn in unison regardless of the traction available to either wheel. So it just makes your wheels spin together so you can get a little bit more traction, I guess. Seems legit. I'll buy it. Okay. We got time for maybe another delivery. Let's Let's see what else is available. Oh dear, that's what's available here is a little fender bender. Oh, there's no. Oh, geez. Oh man, guys, I'm having trouble. I'm having real trouble. Woof. Can I go around the front here? No, I don't think I can. Okay. Gonna have to pull a nice little 18-point turn here. Well, I don't have a trailer, so we should be okay. Whoop. Squeaker. I don't actually want to load up at Postped, so you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out. Go see if there's any jobs around the corner here. Ooh, man, I'm playing fast and loose today. Car 4 is the trucking depot over here on this side of town. Let's see what we got at Car 4. Oh man, I am just smacking the ever-loving brouhaha out of my truck. Not a fun thing to do. I actually don't see any cargoes here. Do we have anything? We have nothing. Great. Ha! Apparently this is the southernmost town in Italy too. We do have Milano and Torino over to our west, but yeah, there's not much... apparently there's not much going on here. Am I going to hit it again? Oh, man, I'm just... Ooh, I escaped. Barely. Barely. Well, Car 4 is apparently under difficult times because they have no cargo to ship. Maybe it's just a quiet day for them. One can only hope. Well, after those couple of dings, I wonder if we should come over here and get our truck repaired. Truth be told. Let's do that. Let's pull in here real quick. Let's just service. Oh, yeah. Little damage. We fixed it. All's good. No problems. Next rest stop in 4 hours. Well, do we have any other job depots around here? I mean, what are we looking at? Maybe we are going to have to go back to Postbed. See what's there. Around the corner we go. Oh, we got another garage over here. Nice little 3-bay garage. All right, Postbed, do you have any good deliveries for me? Something nice and clean and simple. What do we got? We got a wind turbine tower, we got harvesting bins, and we got rye. Let's see. Oh, these are all pretty long. What time is it? Yeah, let's take a wind turbine tower. Let's stay in Italy and head over due west to Torino. We gotta go hook up way around the corner here. Try not to smash into the fence again. Turbine tower. Look at that big old turbine. It's kind of just wrapped up, apparently, so there's nothing much to see that's of interest. But yeah, we're really hauling some big old equipment today. It's great. A little mix-up from the usual rye and barley shipments. Canned milk. Yeah, we may have to take a rest stop on this one, but we'll see. May have to drive up on the sidewalk for this one as well. Ugh, come on now. Okay. So update, giving plasma is going swimmingly. As I mentioned last week, I am, or a couple weeks ago, however long ago it was, I have continued to hit up Yield Plasma Donation Center twice a week. Fine folks there. I'm getting used to the system, kind of figuring the ins and the outs of it. It's great. The actual donation process almost always takes right about 40 minutes. 40 to 45 minutes at the worst, depending on mostly how hydrated I am. There's a fine balance there to drink just a ton of water. Oh, I'm sorry as I bulldoze. Oh, I literally am bulldozing your car out of the way. Oh, I'm a bad driver. Never let that be in dispute. I'm a bad driver. Okay, well, Ryan, do as I say and not as I do when it comes to safety. Hopefully he doesn't look at the log reports. Yeah, so. But yeah, it's actually very, once you get kind of into the plasma system, every routine is just a nice, smooth process that's pretty much the same every time. You walk in, and you take a little questionnaire. You scan in on a computer, and take the little health questionnaire. Just have you started taking any new medications? Have you gotten a tattoo since you were last in? Just basic questions. Takes like a minute or two. So you do that, and then you go over and you stand in line for the pre-screening, where the nurse pricks your finger, takes a little bit of blood, and she measures the protein and the iron content, making sure that you're in a good spot to have a donation that day. And they take your vitals too, check your blood pressure, your temperature, your weight, just make sure everything looks kosher. Check you for bruises, make sure you don't have any excess bruising around your arms where they might go to stick the needle in. That takes 4 or 5 minutes, sometimes longer. Like when I went this last week on Friday, it was a longer wait than usual. It just must have been a lot of people coming in end of day on Friday. I had to stand in that line for 20, 30 minutes. I always take a book with me, get some good reading done. And so then once they clear you on that pre-screening, then they send you into the main part of the facility in the back where the actual donation beds are. And there's all these color-coded sections that you go to. So they'll tell you to go stand in, or to go to purple section, or yellow section, or bronze section. And so you go back there. There's like 6 beds per section. And you grab an available bed, and then they start getting you hooked up whenever they can. And it's real simple. They put the blood cuff on you and clean the crook of your arm with iodine, and then have you make a fist so they can find the vein, and then they plug in the needle, plug the needle into the machine, start the process. Boom, and then you're just sitting there. It goes through all these cycles where you have to. They'll take out a volume of blood and spin the plasma off, and then put the blood back in you, and does that like 7 or 8 times. So when it's taking the blood from you, you're pumping your fist and trying to get good blood flow, and then it breaks for a few minutes while it puts the blood back in you and just keeps taking it, putting it back, taking it, putting it back. And then at the end, the weirdest part, they pump you full of saline. As much plasma volume as they've taken off, they put saline back in you, and that's like getting ice water injected into your veins. Oh, it's so cold. So cold. Little tingle, little tingly. But that's when you know you're almost done. And so once it finishes, they pull the needle out, wrap your arm up real good, and send you on your way. And that's it. So, it takes you like hour and a half. I'm loving it because it's letting me get some more reading done. Way behind on my reading for the year. Last couple of years I've been doing good with how many books per year I'm reading. And this year I'm just way behind. Been playing too many video games. Not too many, just the right amount. But my reading level is a bit down. So that's like a guaranteed 2 to 3 hours a week when I can just sit there and read and do nothing else. and that's very enjoyable. And they pay you for your time as you donate plasma, so it's like getting paid to read. I love it. Needles don't really bother me at all, so I have no problem with them just sticking me up real good. I have real good veins in my right arm, especially, they say, so no trouble finding a vein. There's always like that little fear in the back of your head, like, are they gonna miss my vein or like puncture through it? Nope, they're great there. Hey, good job, Ryan, bringing in 726 euros on his last delivery. Well done. The phlebotomists that they have working at the plasma place, which is my new favorite word. I've known the word for a while, but you never really have a great cause to use the word phlebotomist until you're donating plasma. When you think about it, that's they're really, really good at sticking needles in people, because that's literally all they do for their entire day is stick needles in people and take needles out of people. Like, there's nothing else that they do. That's the crux of their job. So I've gotten to know several of the technicians there. You start seeing some familiar faces, and boy howdy, they are just so good at plopping that needle right into your vein. Like, man, professionals, which I appreciate. That makes me feel much more secure in letting them stab my arms willy-nilly to draw my blood. They're good at it. What can I say? So plasma's going great. As long as I'm eating enough good food and drinking enough good water, I'm feeling fantastic. So we'll keep doing that for the foreseeable future. And then, yeah. Hopefully there's no weird long-term things that I have going on with it. I don't think there will be. As long as my schedule keeps allowing it, I'll try to keep going. I got about a 30-minute deficit on my sleep. I'm wondering if I should take a nap up here. I probably should, because I have loads... Ooh, that was close. I have loads of time in which to finish this delivery. Like a 15-hour buffer. So I think I may spend 9 of those to pull over here to the right and take a nap. Better safe than sorry. It's just not a parking spot. There we go. Snoozing up again. Ryan with a short delivery there. 250 euros. Oh, but there's another 1,500 euros. Boy, he is doing good, raking in the cash here. Well done. Loan installments in total of 5,700 was paid. So that's great. I mean, Ryan contributed like half that payment that I had to make. So, well done. He is certainly earning his keep for the time being, anyway. All right. On the home stretch now. Look at that sunlight coming in. Beautiful sunset. In other news, specifically trucking news today, I saw the headline today that apparently just recently, like within the last few days or so, Amazon launched their own freight brokerage service. to no major fanfare in terms of, like, I had to go searching for this headline, truth be told. I was just seeing what was new in the world of trucking news this week. And for good reason, like, it doesn't really affect your average consumer. I'm only slightly aware of freight brokerage services because every now and then at my workplace I use them, or at least am tangentially aware of how they work within the shipping industry. But basically what freight brokerage services do is, if you're shipping something that's, or if a company's shipping something that's not through FedEx or UPS, or they don't have a specific shipping company that they use all the time, they'll typically get a freight brokerage service to ship it. So, it's like basically like renting 18-wheeler space. And so, you call up freight company ABC. Let me honestly kind of like what Bean Games Trucking is. I suppose in a way Bean Games Trucking is a freight brokerage service. Companies would call up Bean Games Trucking and say, hey, I need this shipment taken. In Euro Truck Simulator, I'm going after these jobs, like taking these freely posted jobs. But so I don't understand all the nuances and details of how the system works. But typically speaking, like, a company will reach out to this freight brokerage and say, hey, I have this shipment that needs to be taken. Can you facilitate this? What are the charges for it, et cetera, et cetera? And the company can do that. So Amazon, who is increasingly more and more getting into doing their own freight, like they basically have their own freight company within Amazon now that does a lot of their own shipping for them. I mean, you've probably seen some of those Amazon Prime branded 18-wheelers, which you got to figure as much shipping as they're doing is more cost effective for them than using a different third-party service. But this new freight brokerage system, so they're starting their own third-party company that other companies who need trucking services can hire them for. You think, okay, I mean, that's fine. There's lots of companies that do that. Why shouldn't Amazon? Well, I guess the kicker is that because of Amazon's vast assets and how they, I guess, if not completely, at least mostly, own their trucks and their trucking system wholesale, they can basically hire out their freight services at cost to companies, which means they don't have to mark up their services. So like freight company ABC or Bean Games Trucking, if I was in this circumstance, a company would call me and say, hey, I have this shipment I need you to take from, Verona to Milan. Here it is, what's it going to be? Well, if I look at it and say, okay, my cost for that, like my cost of fuel and time and services, etc., is, $5,000. Okay, I'm going to mark it up to $7,000, $8,000 because I have to make some profit to, pay off my loans or to build my business, build my company. Doing things just at cost, isn't feasible for most companies. But Amazon, because they are so incredibly financially wealthy and successful and own their fleets of trucks pretty much outright, can do these jobs for companies at cost. And they're still breaking even. And what this means is they're basically able to go in and undercut all these other freight companies. And so, of course, it's a no-brainer for companies, if they're looking for the best freight deal, to say, well, of course I'm going to go with Amazon, because why would I pay an extra, $2,000 to freight company ABC for their markup when Amazon is only going to charge me $5,000, the cost for it. So there are some people who are very worried about how this might disrupt the freight brokerage industry, and who knows what the long-term ramifications of that are. If other companies have to start price matching Amazon, is Amazon going to drive them out of business? Or is Amazon just laying this groundwork now to build up a book of business and then increase prices down the road while still staying competitive? Hard to say. But, Amazon is just a powerful entity. Couple that with the news as well that they're moving to one-day shipping for a lot of Prime members and Prime eligible shipping. boy, Amazon is just... Some would say they're too powerful. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who say that they should be more heavily regulated and that they're too big. They're too powerful. What a world. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I mean, I use Amazon Prime. I love it. I get stuff shipped to me quickly all the time. I love the convenience of it, but every now and then it does give me pause to think about, is Amazon good for free market capitalism? Or are they too big, and should they be more heavily regulated? These are big questions. These are big philosophical questions that I don't necessarily have the answers for. Nobody has the answers for. Just people have different opinions on it. Well, I just hope that we can all respect each other's opinions, and whatever conclusion we come to, hope it's a good one for everyone. I'm not going to lose sleep over it, though. Little bumpy exit there. Ooh, red light. Oh, I just blew right through that. Whoa. Man, I was just in the zone there, just not even thinking, and couldn't step on the brakes fast enough. Whoops. My bad, Torino. My bad. Oh, there's another one. Let's stop. Let's stop. Oh, I did it again. Torino is just the city of driving through red lights. I've decided. Perhaps Torino is Italian for red light district. That's not true. I just made that up entirely. But, 2 in a row there. Just really trying to wipe out any and all profit that I'm making from these jobs. Alright, let's do a nice easy little park job here. Feather it right into place. Whoop. Good work. Oh, I think I skipped the... Did I actually deliver it? I'm not even sure. Oops, just press the button. Good proficiency bonus. Yellow damage penalty kind of wiped that out. Oops. Still, nice little chunk. It's good work. Good work. As much as we can do. Ryan, how you doing? Let's go take a real quick peek on our man Ryan. How's he doing? He's on duty. Stopped to rest. Good man. Not driving too much. Let's take a look at your log. Oh, yeah. See, take a look at this. This is great. Canned beans from Dusseldorf. Oil filters, empty pallets, milk, pork, diggers, and a Digger 500. Yeah, really based out of Dusseldorf a lot there. Basically just going back and forth between those two cities. That's probably what more truckers do. I'm free as the wind. I'm going everywhere. But yes, look at that. In just a couple of days here, he has brought in like 3,000, 4,000, 4,700, 5,000, €5,000. All right, Ryan, you're doing great. You're doing real good. I'm proud of you, and I know you're going to continue to bring in that profit, bring those profit numbers up. That's fantastic. Well, good work, Ryan, and good work, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching us as we explore northern Italy, deliver big equipment. As always, it's a pleasure having you here on Bean Games. More Alan Wake coming at you on Monday. Enjoy that narrative. We'll see you back here for that, and then next Friday for more trucking. As always, love having you here on Bean Games.
Bean Games.